you're fired. Donald Trump saying you're fired over the last 12 hours since yesterday's news came. Mm-hmm. And it does portray, this is, I think, kind of an interesting reboot for the Trump campaign. And whether they're in trouble like they say they are, or there's just bad stories coming out, like his polling numbers have gone down. Hillary has like a 10-point lead in polling right now, which it was dead even maybe a month ago. Additionally, it is, in terms of money being raised, it's just staggering.
42 to 1.
Yeah, it is staggering. And the problem is that nobody's giving to Trump. And part of that is a lot of the comments that have been made, some of these comments that I guess are being attributed to this Lewandowski, he's the one that allegedly grabbed the reporter, the female reporter. She says exactly what happened. And there's video showing that he did. But there's stuff beyond that. Calling women staffers using the C word in this job and previous jobs, getting into shouting matches. They said recently he's been carrying a baseball bat and he'll tap people on the back with a baseball bat, walks around like the big man on campus. And it's that type of attitude that has dissuaded people from wanting to be involved in the campaign. And then it's even worse than that, according to the Trump kids, who are speaking very carefully. But the word coming out from those who want to be continuing anonymous are saying that it's Lewandowski that's the one that's saying double down on the Mexican judge, double down on everybody in that club should be carrying a gun, double down on all of these big issues that have been causing him problems. And it's almost like they believe that Lewandowski has been feeding the bad side of Donald Trump.
Well, whether or not he has or has not, that's a good stance for Trump to take, because you can blame it on him.
You can blame it all on Lewandowski and walk away and say, all right, things have been the way they were. Now this is a reboot. That's why I think this is probably smart. Now, Lewandowski yesterday saying, what's the operative's name, the new campaign manager, Manfredo, saying that he's been in charge since for the last 6 months since he came aboard. He's been the one that's been in complete charge. Everybody else around the campaign saying it's different. What do you think? Does this help them raise money?
It could help them raise money, but to the point of
numbers,
doubling down on, like, for instance, the judge issue or the gun issue, you can be advised on certain things, but especially on issues like
the obvious issues, like this is going to be bad if you say this,
right? Or even if someone comes across as racist, that's not something you're advised. It usually comes from your own personal feeling. Yeah. And I'm not saying that Trump is, but these are the allegations that come out.
Some of the things that he said could be perceived that way.
Right. So it's not like he's how do I want to say this? It's not like he's being advised to be more racist. I don't think he would buy into that. I mean, I think this Lewandowski guy is a perfect fall guy to say, listen, whatever he's saying now, exactly how he's saying it now, and we're going to turn the tables, and it's not going to be like this anymore, which is certainly needed for him.
Paul Manafort is the guy that Lewandowski says has been in control. He's the guy that was brought on a while back for a bit of a keep that, could you? That was really during a reboot the last time. When he came on the last time, it was thought to be a bit of a reboot, and now here we go. This is more of a presidential campaign. It's got to be run in a more traditional way. And you watch and see things change, and they started to, and then it went right back to the old stuff, the crazy comments.
And the other thing is, how many times can you change this? How many times can you get a
Can you reboot
here? Yeah, right, reboot. Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, we'll talk to some of the Fox News people this morning about all of that. Remington in the news today. They are again seeking to have the lawsuit in that Newtown case dismissed. You want to talk about this? Where do you see it ever in a situation that the manufacturer of any product should be held responsible for what a person does with it and when a person misuses it? Clearly, guns are not made. These guns are not being made to kill people unless, of course, they're being made for the military. So how could the gun maker, how could Remington Arms be responsible for what a person does with it? What some deviant, some person that is suffering from a terrible mental condition that would allow them to go in and shoot up a bunch of children or innocent people. They're asking for the case to be dismissed. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out of that. Also, that New Hartford lady that is, she's not, Andrew, if I'm correct, this is on the cooking show Master Chef. She doesn't live here now. She moved away. Is that correct?
I think that, she's out there now.
Okay. You mean she's had to actually travel somewhere for the show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Well,
So
I'm
it's
saying
not
that
in her kitchen in New Hartford?
Doing the show from her home. I had no idea.
Even the pre-taped show, even after that show's all pre-taped. She's still out there, which means she may have won.
Well, I don't think she's been living here, I guess is my point. She's a New Hartford native. Anyway, she's doing very well. That program is back on tomorrow night. It's do or die on that show. And she's doing very well. We'll talk about that as well. Wayne, standing by. Good morning, Wayne.
Hey,
Good
Wayne.
morning.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
Hi, Wayne. What do you have?
Wayne.
Hey, my son was choking on Bubblicious, and I figure I'm going to go after Bubblicious for this.
Yeah, because he put too many pieces in his mouth, and now, it does. And Wayne, you work down that way, so you know.
Right.
It's got to be a real problem for morale when you keep seeing these stories pop up and you don't know what it means. And then you have the SAFE Act and Cuomo targeting the gun industry.
Do they just go where the money is? This is what I'm wondering. When something goes wrong, do they just kind of like, hey, the money that can be had is right here. There's the money makers. If we're going to get money from doing something or suing somebody, we go to where the money's being made. Do we go right after them, or
is
that what it is?
It's not even just with a case like this. I was in a car accident, and person pulled out in front of me, and I right into my lane, and I hit that person. And the number, everybody was sued. Everybody, the town, the village, the business that I was driving by, the people who plowed the roads because the snowbanks were high. Everybody, and I was quickly let go because I wasn't the cash.
Right.
But I really think that's exactly it. You go after
The deepest
pockets, especially somebody that might be willing to settle in order to just make the whole thing go away.
Keep the old hush-hush.
Yeah.
Hey, can I ask you a quick question about this whole Hillary thing and everything that she's done wrong and all the stuff that she's done with the computers and Benghazi and everything that she's done wrong? How come everything, because she's Hillary, how come it gets overlooked? But if it was like you or Jeff or somebody, you'd be in jail or you'd be in prison or your whole life would be ruined. But how is it that she can get away with everything she's done?
You really
and
think
still run for president of the United States?
Yeah.
How is it possible?
You really think we can answer that question?
Yes, I do. You're my go-to people.
I'll let the question just kind of stand on its own. I have no idea. It's really amazing how this stuff works.
You guys have a good day.
All right, Wayne. Thanks. Got a break. Christine will do news coming up. Hold tight. Coming right back at WIBX.